Hey, what's happening? We are back on the 2004 Tahoe 100,000 mile service, and today we're going to do the front diff service. Obviously, if you don't have a four-wheel drive Tahoe, you don't have to worry about this. Do I really have to repeat myself here? Yes, I do. I could just as easily crawl my plumpness underneath this Tahoe and do this service, but just to show you guys a better view, it's going up in the air. I feel like I've said that 100 times now, you know what I mean? I'm just going to have a big flashing fucking thing. Yo. You don't need a lift to do this. That's what I thought. Okay, so if you go to the driver's front wheel and you go over that way, there's the front differential right there. Now this Tahoe's a Z71, and I don't know if that's what gives it this stupid shield right here, but what I'm going to do is just take it off so we can get a better view of what's going on. Hey guys, look how fucking do it yourself I am. Take your impact wrench. Oh yeah, do it yourself. Wow. Oh, right in the fucking face. So we're going to start this by just doing a fluid level check. Got a 15mm socket. This top plug here is the check and fill plug. Hey, I can fit my finger in there, holy shit. But for the sake of the video, I am going to use a white zip tie. Kind of got it eyeballed the angle I went in at. So it looks like our fluid level is like somewhere like around this area. But just like a lot of other things you've seen on this channel, the bottom of this plug is the fill level. So actually this fluid is a little bit low. How much low? Don't really know. But we're going to do the full fluid change in this. Oh, thanks a lot, GM. So the drain plug is right here at the bottom. This one's a 13mm. At least on mine. Ew, look at that shit. Look at that shit. I'm not making this up. Look at it. Look at it. This truck has 111,000 miles on it. That fluid looks like it's in great condition, huh? Wow! I'm being sarcastic. It looks like shit. So I'm gonna let this guy pee out of here till he's just a little dick trickle, and we'll be back. Alright, so after 5 minutes, something like that, we're down to a little dick trickle right here of that old 111,000 mile nasty shit. I'm gonna go ahead and put this drain plug back in here. I don't know what the torque spec is for this, but maybe I'll just put it like right there. Right on. Alright, since this Tahoe is not really cooperating with the camera, I'll show you what I got. I've just got a bottle of the amsoil 7590, just chilling right there. I've got one end of my transfer pump into the 7590, and the other end of the transfer pump goes straight up into the check fill plug. Man, it should take it forever, man. Make it snappy. I can't make a fast and easy video if it takes 10 fucking minutes to pump one fucking cord up into the fucking differential. Alright, so one quart down. Oh, whoa, whoa. Quit fucking around, you fucking crotch pocket. Whoa. What happened? So when I got just to about the 2-quart mark, I noticed a big splooge come out of the fill plug, even with my tube in there. So that's when I pulled it out. I mean, that's about as far as I got on the 2nd quart. So just gonna let him dick trickle out, just like before. So now if I take this stick and just kind of go like that, dude, I mean, it's like, you can see, it's got fluid on it. I didn't say this about the drain plug, but both the drain and fill plugs have these little, I guess, nylon washers on them. Same thing here. I don't know the torque spec. I don't follow the torque spec, but I'll probably put like the torque spec like right there, maybe there or there. So he's cool and he's cool. Our job's pretty much done. Now, armed with the knowledge that you know now, you can see there's the drain plug. You can obviously see the fill plug, so you do not have to take this shield off. The thing about doing this with the shield on, it's kind of hard to divert the fluid away from the shield. So it's either take the shield down, or you're gonna spend 20 fucking minutes cleaning all this shit off of here and probably waste a $5 can of brake clean in the process. So it's really your call. I want to show you guys something here. I'm at the back of the Tahoe right now. This is the rear differential cover. And I just want to show you guys, that motherfucker is just rusted. Can you see? This is pretty bad rust on this thing. So as much as I would love to do just a straight up diff fluid change, when I do mine, I'm actually going to replace the diff cover. Alright, so this is going to be a little bit tricky to give you an accurate number of how much it costed to do this service. I was able to get 2 quarts of amsoil 7590 for $11.55 a piece, bringing the total to $23.10. See, to get that price, I had to join as a preferred customer. So that costed me another 10 bucks. So I joined, I became a preferred customer, and I did that, and I bought enough gear oil to do the front and rear diffs, and there was like a $10 shipping charge or something like that. I don't know how you guys would want to do that. If we want to say it's $11.55 times 2 is $23.10. Do you want to figure half of the shipping was for the front diff gear oil and half was for the rear? I don't know, because I got 2 for the front and 3 for the rear. I'm just going to include an extra $10 for both of them. I think that's just going to be easier. I don't want to come and say I did this for a lot cheaper than I really did it for. So we're going to take the $23.10. We'll just add 10 bucks to that. We're at $33.10. Another thing to keep in mind is that the transfer pump that was included when we did the transfer case service on this Tahoe, we included the transfer pump, whatever it was, $15. And I think I even said the name of the company wrong. I think I was calling it Larkin and it was really Laren. It was pretty funny. Ha 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 ha. So we didn't have to buy this transfer pump to do what we just did right here. We already had it when we did the transfer case service. So that is not going to be included in there. So I think that's the best thing to do. We're just adding, I'll just put a note here, we added plus 10, and when we do the rear diff, we're going to add plus 10. So I've been gearing up to do the front and rear differentials on this thing for like the last week, and you guys would be blown away of how fucking complicated they made the process of identifying which size differentials that you have and what gear oil to use. I can't believe GM was this fucking retarded. The Too Long Didn't Watch version is they made different size differentials. They made selectable and full-time four-wheel drive and fluids that just aren't interchangeable with each other. And to top it off, this one also has the G80 locker. You can tell if it has G80 because of the sticker in the glove box. I think this one said GT4 for the 373 gears and G80 for the locker diff. So long story short, I get the part number for the GM gear oil that this truck calls for, and it's like $26 a fucking quart. And I'm like, the fuck? And same thing with the rear, even though the rear was a different weight, it's the GM part number was like $27, $28 a quart. And what I noticed when I looked for the stuff online was, for that part number, it was geared as Corvette differential oil. You know what I mean? So you know that automatically put like $5 onto the price, you know, just because somebody typed Corvette in front of it. Like, get the fuck out of here. So I wanted to find another alternative, and I went with AMSoil. I have no affiliation with them whatsoever. I've never told anyone this, but when I did the rear diff fluid in the Trailblazer, I put AMSoil in. So I've got like 80,000 miles on the AMSoil gear oil in the G80 in the rear of the Trailblazer, and it's worked great. The guy that I was using to get my AMSoil, he's kind of disappeared. I don't know what happened to him. When I went on the AMSoil website, you know, it's like enter your dealer number, or we'll assign one to you. And I was like, you know what, fuck that. I don't want some random fucking dick making a commission off of me just wanting to buy something off the internet. So I asked the homeboys over on GMT Nation if any of them were AMSoil dealers. One guy stepped up, was like, this is what it is. If I need 5 total quarts of GM gear oil, with the GM stuff it was going to be 3 quarts of one kind for the rear, 2 quarts of another kind for the front, but they were all just about the same price. That would have been, you know what I'm saying, somewhere around, I don't know, I can't do math really fast, 108, 134 or something like that, plus shipping. Well, for half the cost I got the AMSoil, which, like I said, I'm not an AMSoil rep. I don't really give 2 fucks about them, but I know that the gear oil is in the front and rear diffs in my Trailblazer, and they're going to be in the front rear diffs of the Tahoe as well. Probably my pickup too, because I've never changed the fluid in my pickup, and you know she's got some mileage on there. Now, as far as how often should you check the fluid, I'll be honest with you, I never check the fluid in the shits, you know what I mean? If I'm like laying underneath or now have it up in the air when I'm doing an oil change, I usually just give a car a once over. If I see something like the diff cover leaking or maybe a wheel seal, then I am going to check the fluid level, make sure everything's cool. But if not, I just let it ride, you know what I mean? I personally do not believe that a fluid can last over X amount of miles, you know what I mean? So for them to say it's a lifetime fluid, man, fuck that. You saw the shit that came out of this thing. That shit was nasty. It didn't really have that burnt gear oil smell, but it definitely didn't smell pleasant. So I think that about wraps it up for the front diff fluid check and front diff fluid change. Again, I'm including it in my 100,000 mile service. You don't have to. It's your truck. Do whatever you want. But I will tell you one thing. If you like what you see, subscribe to my shit. Hello, and welcome to Intermission Part 1. The footage that you just saw for the front diff service on my wife's 2004 Tahoe was, believe it or not, was filmed in the middle of February of this year. And now we're in like the second week of May. So I pretty much want to take some time to explain what's been going on and stuff like that, because there's a lot of things that I need to address to certain people, and like a lot of other times, it just feels good to get shit off my mind. So there's no notes, there's no pad and paper, this is just all coming from me, you know what I mean? So I guess right around in February, whatever, I was filming a lot of shit, a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? I think I've probably got somewhere around 14, 15 videos I've got all the raw footage for. I just need the time to just sit back, edit the shit down, make good stuff, you know what I mean? It's just time is something that's very hard to come by these days, you know what I mean? Still at my building, we just turned 6 months up in being here, and things have taken the fuck off. So anyway, as you guys know, my wife's at home with my son all the time. She's not working, so it's all been up to me now, you know what I mean? And I made myself a promise a long, long time ago that if I ever had a chance to make it on my own, that I would do whatever it takes to make it, you know what I'm saying? And I've been doing whatever it takes to make it. And a lot of that requires time. I've been working 9 to 9 every day. If you guys can think back to when they turned the clocks back, I think it was like the first or second weekend in March. I've been 9 to 9 every day with 3 days off, you know what I'm saying? And the 3 days off were, it was like one day was like my son's birthday, and another day my boys' kids had their first baseball game or whatever, and I forget what I did the other day, probably just sat around and got high all day. It's fulfilling a promise, you know, a promise that, you know, I'll do whatever it takes, you know what I mean? If it means working 12 hours a day every day, I mean, and we're talking straight through the week, through the next week, through the next week, next week, that's what it takes to do it, I'm all for it. I'm going to do whatever it takes to not go back to working for an ungrateful fucking loser like the last person I worked for. You know what I'm saying? And if it means giving this 100% and giving it all my time, well, so be it. You know what I mean? A lot of people in my personal life, you know, they're not mad, but it's like, you know, oh, what do you mean you can't come take a look at my car? Dude, I'm working. Bring the shit to my shop. You know what I'm saying? My buddy called me up. He's like, man, can you stop by and take a look at these brakes? No, bring it to my shop, you know? And when you come in my shop, you're going to have to pay, you know? It costs me money to run this motherfucker, and I charge accordingly. And if you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself, you know? Someone said that, you know, by doing that now, I'm not keeping it real. Well, let's see. I can come in here and make a couple $100 in a day, or I can go fuck around with your broke ass talking about, oh, can't I just get parts at AutoZone? No, we're going to do it my way. The days of me, I mean, I do what I have to do, but the days of me crawling around on the dirt out in my driveway, they're over. I got a lift. I'm not doing that shit. You know what I mean? This is so much, this is what I've wanted my whole fucking life. You know what I'm saying? You know, for a while there, you know, I was just doing on-site, you know, vehicle repairs or vehicle wiring. I don't do that anymore. You want your car worked on, you got to bring it to me. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself. You know, and a lot of people have been turned off by that. And well, I'm doing okay without you. See, people think that, you know, if they're like, well, I'm not going to bring my car to you anymore. Oh, how will I get by? How will I get by without putting brakes on your truck? How? How will we ever make it? I'm sorry, son. I didn't put brakes on Papa Giorgio's car, so no Pampers for you this week. No, I'll be all right without putting brakes on your car, you know what I mean? If I did have to crawl on the ground and do something, I'd do whatever it takes. But like I said, come in here and make a couple $100, or come fuck with your broke ass and make, I don't know, pennies, and you try to short me $10 and I tell you to go fuck yourself and just don't return your calls anymore. So I've been here in my shop for 6 months now. One of the things from being a mechanic working for somebody else is I never got as much involvement with the vehicle owners that I do here. See, here I cut out the middleman, you know what I mean? Because I don't need no middleman to make some money off me, you know what I mean? The people talk directly to the mechanic works on the car, there's no middleman, there's no variables. I say it's going to be this, this, and this, and that's exactly what it is. Working with people now and just seeing how stupid people are in general, it's just really opened my eyes. And it really opened my eyes talking about YouTube videos, because I've seen firsthand now many different people from all different fucking levels of experience or the desires to fix their shit. I see them actually watching videos. Now, I don't tell nobody what I do as far as YouTube or online or none of that shit. All they know is I'm just some fucking mechanic who's got the best price around. They don't know nothing. I don't tell nobody shit. But, you know, somebody will say, hey, I got this problem with my car. What do you think? I'll say, well, just see if anybody's done anything on it on YouTube. You know what I mean? And there has been plenty of times where I've watched people watch videos. And I'm going to tell you something. Now I understand why these fucking assholes make these fast and easy, ADD, retarded catering videos. It's for people like this. These people, they don't want to take the time to learn anything. They just want to know how to fix it fast and easy. And I never thought that, you know, probably because I'm smarter than everybody else, I never thought that people were actually that fucking stupid in real life. But they are. I watched a guy try to, I can't really say what it is because I don't want him to think I'm talking about him and I'll get all butthurt or whatever, but I watched a guy try to do a procedure on YouTube, and the video was about 4 minutes long. It's from some guy I can't fucking stand, whatever, go fuck yourself. And it's a 4-minute video, and what the guy's doing, and this is serious, I'm not making this shit up or exaggerating. He's pressing the little, you know, the little arrow bar that comes up where you can skip ahead in the video. He's like, come on, man, just tell me how to fix it. Just tell me how to fix it. Just tell me how to fix it. Like motherfucker's high on crack or something, you know what I mean? I gotta get this fixed. I gotta get this fixed. And it's like, dude, calm the fuck down. All you're doing is doing this little procedure. Like I said, I can't say what it was, but it's calm the fuck down and learn what the fuck you're doing instead of being a fucking asshole about it, you know what I mean? I had a guy with it was a German car, and he had a problem, a specific problem with his car, and, you know, he said, well, what do you think? Look it up on the internet. Look it up on YouTube. Somebody's probably done it. And I said, make sure you search for this specific make and model for this specific problem. What he does is he said, yeah, the guy said just bleed the brakes. And I said, okay, well, was it for that specific car? No. Well, this specific car had a weird setup. And again, I can't really say exactly what it was because people are just fucking crazy. But this thing had a weird proportioning valve that only did 2 wheels. And it was a common problem where the proportioning valve would get stuck and it would actually block fluid flow to one of the wheels. And that's exactly what I ended up doing to this car to fix it, was putting in this proportioning valve. Really weird problem. It wasn't on a Chevy or any of the cars I cover here, but had he just taken the time to really look for his specific car, he wouldn't have wasted my time and his time doing a procedure that wouldn't fix it. Because here's a pro tip: if you don't have fluid flow to one of your wheels, you will not be able to bleed the brakes. I don't know if you were aware of that, guy, but that's kind of how it works. And what it was, you know, so the guy says, this is what I want you to do. So here's the keys, here's the car, this is what I want you to do. I pull it in, it does not fix it. You still have to pay me. And that's what people don't get. They're like, oh, well, that didn't fix it. You didn't want to pay for me to diagnose the car. In my shop, nothing is free. If you want me to diagnose your vehicle, there's a diagnostic charge. And a lot of people are really turned off by that. And I just tell them, I don't guess. I like to test and replace what's needed to be replaced. And that's just how I do it. If you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself. And people will try to get around that. Well, what do you think I should do? I don't know, look it up on your own. You know, the internet has fucking everything on there except for real Taylor Swift naked pictures. I haven't found any. Do some research, find out the problem. There's a forum for like every fucking car out there. There's probably a forum for the Ford Tempo. The information is out there. You just have to want to find it. And a lot of people, they don't have the patience for it. You know, now that I have a better understanding, and those are just 2 cases right there. I can go on and on and on with different scenarios and different idiots doing different retarded things, but that's what I've got now from, you know, just observing the stupid human in his stupid form doing his stupid things in day-to-day mundane life. People are just fucking stupid, you know what I'm saying? I've had a lot of motherfuckers, they'll come up here and they'll say, hey man, I got this car, this is what I want you to do. And I give them a price and they're like, oh no, I looked it up on the internet already, it's only 4 bolts. Or, you know, they'll go and say, yeah, I saw somebody do it on YouTube, it was like 2 10mm bolts and that's all you have to do. You don't need my help if it's only 4 bolts. That's the thing, and you know, even knowing that now, knowing what, you know, regular retarded people, what they went for, I'm not changing this shit, you know what I mean? I make these videos for me, this is content that I would watch, so I'm gonna talk how I'm gonna talk and I'm gonna do what I wanna do. If people like it, like I think it's like 9,000 some people like it, thanks, that's cool. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself. I'm not gonna I'm not going to come up here and put on a show and really edit my videos down for time because people want it fast and easy. If you guys have noticed in the past couple videos, this is probably going back around February-ish, you know, at the beginning, I put up some little thingies to like skip the chit chat and get right to what you need to do. I'm not even going to do that no more. If people don't have the want to learn shit or to be entertained by what I do, you could go fuck yourself, you know what I mean? Because I'm not catering to this crowd, you know what I mean? You know, when I did the video for the spark plugs, I pictured myself in that position where it's like, I did this whole job, all I want to know is how to get number 8 out, you know what I mean? I thought I would be doing doing people a favor to say, hey look, you skipped to like 15 minutes in the video, I'm doing plug number 8. But when I think about it, it's like, you know what, fuck that, you know what I mean? If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. Go watch somebody else's shit. I will get by without you, you know what I mean? But on the real though, I definitely appreciate everybody checking me out, you know what I mean? It's just like, that's what's up. Alright, so let's just take a little bit of a tour of the shop right now. This is totally like unscripted. I didn't clean nothing up or nothing, but just so you guys can see what's going on and shit. This is what I call the Chevy S10 from hell. This had a misfire due to a bad ignition coil for cylinders 1 through 4. They ran this motherfucker so long with a misfire it clogged up the converter. I've been doing a lot of these foreign cars. This is a CLK. I think it's a 230. I think I got some pictures of the hydraulics in here for this power top, but I just got this thing buttoned up today. You hear my squeaking ass shoe? Up here we got a 2003. This is a Mustang GT, I believe, with your fucking stupid 22-inch wheels on this. Had a cook clutch in it, so this morning popped the transmission out of it, you know what I'm saying? It's got some, I don't even know, I guess a performance clutch in this motherfucker. I don't know. It's the engine I pulled out of this was out of a 2006 Altima, I believe, the 2.5 motor. Just did a boring motor swap on that. This was a what is it, a 4T65E, I believe, out of a later model, like a 03, 02 or 03 Chevy Impala. That trans is pretty much cooked. On the end of the front differential video for the my wife's Tahoe, I talked about that diff cover. Well, shortly after the filming of that, I got the diff cover. And as you can tell here, 3 months later, I haven't even had a chance to put it on. even on my Trailblazer right here, back in November, I ripped all the stereo out of the back and tried to improve on it, make some beauty panels and shit, and that just kind of got put on hold because, you know, once the word got out that there was some dude that, you know, my shop is based on no frills, you know what I mean? Don't have some big titty girl up at the desk talking to you, trying to sell you a fuel injector flush, none of that. I don't wear uniforms. I don't go advertising or none of that shit. I'm cutting all the fluff out, you know what I mean? And just, like I said, being directly from the mechanic to the customer, you know what I mean? And cutting out all the bullshit. And apparently this thing is working out pretty good. I knock on wood, but I don't believe in that shit, you know what I mean? So it's when you know, going back to what I talked about earlier with people, you know, trying to bust my balls or whatever, you know, like now I'm too good to come out and crawl around on the driveway, you know. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm so busy I don't have time to work on my own shit, you know what I'm saying? I don't have time to work on my own shit, you know what I mean? It just, I don't want to go back and get into that again, but it's almost like I want to, because sometimes I just want to punch a motherfucker right in the neck, you know what I mean? Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Back when I worked for the clan I used to work for, or even before that at the dealership, you know what I mean? I always did shit at night and on the weekend working on other people's cars at a very, very reasonable price. My price is up, you know what I mean? I've got overhead now. People just, they're like, you charge how much an hour? Well, this is what I charge an hour. What I charge is actually irrelevant to what we do here on YouTube, but, you know, when you can go 5 miles down the road and it's double the price, you have no reason to bitch. You can go fuck yourself, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, like I said, you can hear some asshole advertising on the radio, come on in, we'll check your brakes for free. No, you will get charged in one way or another. Or they're going to fuck the mechanic out of the pay, you know what I mean, for actually looking at your brakes. I don't do it. Everything comes with a diagnostic charge. And if you don't like it, you know the rest. Almost got my son saying that shit now. Yeah, he's been up here helping me sometimes too. I think I got a couple pictures I might like throw right there or something. He comes in here, he tells me what I should be doing and how to fix cars. I don't know how he knows all this stuff. I've asked him, you know, have you always known this stuff, or is it just, you know, something you've learned along the way? And well, he can't even really talk yet, you know what I mean? But he has very strict specifications of how things should be done. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where he gets it from. Anyway, I think that's it for intermission. Basically, it's just touching down with you guys and telling you guys what's been going on. And that way you don't just be like, well, why the fuck did I subscribe to this dude? He promised us videos. You know, yes, I did promise videos. I just didn't know that I would be giving this 100% like I have. Like, you know, I thought, yeah, I'll give it 100%, whatever. But when it actually came crunch time and I come in here and I've got 13, 14 vehicles sitting in the parking lot and more than enough work to do, I'm going to give it 100%, you know what I mean? So with that being said, I think that wraps this up for intermission part 1. Intermission part 2, it should coincide with something big and historic in my lifetime, and I can't wait to share that with y'all. But that's coming up next. Up next, I think what I'm going to do is just throw this wiper blade video in here I just got done doing, because it is fast and easy, and if I don't get up on it, it's just going to be another one just sitting in the pile waiting to get edited. So coming up next is going to be doing this wiper blade thingy I just did on my Trailblazer. After that, we're going to do the rear diff service on my Tahoe, part of the 100,000 mile service. We're going to do the fluid change and the diff cover change, and we're going to get right into intermission part 2. And I really hope you guys stick around to see that one, because it's something that I don't think I've ever shared with anyone. Not even my wife. Well, I might have shared it with her.